So YouTubers have been hyping this camera up. Is it true or is it cap? This is the Vivo X200 Pro, and I've heard of Vivo for many years, but I've never had a chance to review it or any of their current phones. Now this phone was sent to me a few months back and I've been using the camera a whole lot. Took over 500 photos and 50 videos. This is not a full review of the phone, and to be honest, I haven't put it through my proper paces because I don't know how to review phones that really won't work in America, but this is a review of the camera system. Now, I don't want to lead this video off speaking about specs because if I lead off what's on paper, you can easily look at the paper and say, whoa, Galaxy S25 Ultra has a 200 megapixel and this phone has this many megapixels. This phone has 100x zoom. I don't want you guys to do that because I don't think specs is a true measurement of quality, especially in the smartphone landscape, because all of the processing is done on camera with AI. But Vivo is doing something a little bit different if you look at their camera system. So if we take a look at Samsung and iPhone, their highest megapixel sensors are saved for the main sensors. But Vivo actually gave it to their telephoto, which is 200 megapixels. And that tells me that the Vivo X200 Pro is designed for long range shooting. They said from 3.7x to 10x, they have the exact same quality. Let's put it to the test. If you like a no nonsense, no BS tech channel where I talk about technology in a way that's easily understood, like I'm your homie on the couch, well then hit subscribe and hit that bell notification. As you guys can see, the Vivo X200 Pro camera produces excellent image quality in daylight. They're super sharp, they're bright, and they have great dynamic range. Now working through all the zoom lenses, there isn't any drop off between them. From 1x to 10x, you can expect the exact same quality. And that's not typical for most phones. Now the front-facing camera is really good too, and this looks as good as the rear camera in some of these examples. The cutouts are super accurate in portrait mode. Skin tone, surprisingly enough, is accurate once you turn off beauty mode, and just overall looks good. It does, however, get a little bit soft and lower light, which most phones do, but this is still something I wanted to mention in this review. Now this phone does excel in taking portrait photos. There are many different modes with this phone, and the one I enjoy most is the Zeiss multi-focus portrait, which allows you to take portrait photos at different focal lengths and bokeh styles. I do find sometimes the bokeh can be a bit artificial, but the overall image, the subject of the image, looks really good even with those higher zoom lenses. The ultra-wide camera is a bit behind compared to the rest of the cameras on this phone. It's not bad, but it is softer compared to the 1x and zoom lenses. The ultra-wide also isn't great in low light when you compare it to the 1x and even the zoom lenses. I will say this ultra-wide is behind what we're seeing from the iPhone 16 Pro Max and pretty much on par with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now one thing I'm noticing is that no matter which lens you are using, it's pushing out great dynamic range, and also it's a high contrast image, kind of like a Pixel, which does look very good, but some people can say it looks a little bit moody. But nonetheless, it makes the images look really good. Now moving along to video, I was pretty shocked. The video out of the camera is very clean and bright, and the audio was really good too. It supports 4K 120 without the need of external storage, and the motion looks good. Everything you want in a phone camera system, it has, even on video. Now one thing I did notice is that when you do portrait video, it does drop from 4K to 1080p. And the ultra stabilization mode does the exact same thing. But beyond those two limitations, I am very impressed with video mode, and I don't have any major complaints on how it looks, and also the mics are really good too. So this is front-facing video on the Vivo. Now, I will say that it's not super bright outside. It's a little bit dim, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's a little bit noisy, but we're gonna go ahead and do this video in direct sunlight. Here comes the tricky part, and this is why I don't review these phones, but I guess maybe I should. Buying this phone isn't as simple as going to Amazon. you'd have to import this phone directly into America, and prices are all over the map from $800 to $1,600 depending on location and where you're buying it from. And it also may not work with your carrier with all the bands, which is a bummer since this phone has been pretty solid to me. Now, I did activate it on Visible, which is a carrier under Verizon, and I did not get 5G ultra wideband, and my signal was actually lower than my Galaxy. So to sum things up, we have this Vivo X200 Pro, and YouTubers have been really big on this camera. And honestly, I kind of feel the same. And the crazy thing is, I came with super high expectations, and they even met those super high expectations based off what people were telling me. So that's amazing. Are there any other cameras or phones you want me to check out? Let me know down below. Kevin the Tech Ninja, take care.